Hey guys, Ian Flanagan here, eXp Realty, Dallas, Texas. And on this week's Freedom Friday Mastermind, we have the one and only Beth Silverman. This woman is going to blow your mind. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned agent, a brand new agent. She's going to drop some value and some knowledge in this particular call that if you don't take action and double your business this year, then I don't really know what else to tell you. So I'm not going to spill the beans and talk about anything else, but if you are looking to launch your business, double your business, take it to a whole nother level, then this is going to be the call for you. So if you have any comments, questions, type those in below. Share this with your team members and enjoy this interview.
So let's introduce our special guest here, guys. Again, grab your Kleenex, grab your tissues, because I tell you what, you're going to shed some tears, and I probably will too. But let me introduce our special guest. So Beth Silverman with eXp. She was a solo agent for 7 years in Maryland at a 100% boutique brokerage. She focused on REOs in short sales and flips. Moved the business to the Gulf of Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, in Tampa 4 years ago, knowing only one person in one neighborhood. She's been with eXp for 3 years, went from 6 million in production year one, knowing one person, one neighborhood, and we're going to ask her how she did that. Last year, year three, she did 16.6 million. That's right, guys, 16.6 million, 34 units. In 2022, already 7.5 million closed with 4 million pending, 18 units. She's an icon agent with eXp, 2020 Mentor of the Year, 40 plus total organizations, investment specialist, and 17-year breast cancer survivor. She loves cigars, but her mom hates it. I love that right there. eXp helped her pay off over $200,000 of medical debt. EXPI helped her buy her house 6 months ago. eXp Health Insurance has saved her over $25,000. So without further ado, my good friend Beth Silverman with eXp in Florida. How you doing, my friend? How are you?
I'm so excited to be here because there's very few people that have such a high level of energy and talk as fast as I do. You, Curtis, Mike Sherrard, you guys talk so fast that I actually feel like I belong because I talk just as fast and have just as much energy. I'm going to try to slow it down a little bit today for everyone, but I'm so happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much. And I know for a lot of agents here, Ian and I do this every single Friday. We've been doing it for several years now. We do it for our agents, for the guests, for everybody, right? This is not just our organization. This is open for anybody, and that's what we want to do. And so it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We've got 80 agents on, but let's kind of take it back. A lot of agents don't know who Beth Silverman is, and I know you've got an amazing resume, amazing bio, and I love your passion. I love your energy, and I love what you've done with eXp. But let's kind of take it all the way back, and let's just kind of start. Why did you get into real estate? What's made you so successful in real estate? So let's kind of take it all the way back, and then I've got a few questions, and then we'll open it up for some Q&A, because I'm sure a lot of agents have some questions for you. But let's take it all the way back. Who is Beth Silverman?
Well, she is resilient and bold and very brave. My story is long, and so we're just going to bullet point because I think it's really important to talk about success and what has made me successful and how other people can be successful following the exact same strategy. But for me, listen, I've actually been this girl since I was 8. Like, I've always been who I am, a little bold, defiant, really courageous, filled with confidence. I've had that inside of myself from the time I was really little. I was a performing musician, a prodigy saxophonist from the time I was a little girl. A lot of people don't know that. I went to a performing arts high school, went to one of the top music schools in the country, got a little burnt out at 21. And I decided to get into sales and marketing. And I oversaw a New York City company. My volume was 25 million a year. I had 200 employees. I'm in my young 20s, like on top of the world. And I turned 26 and I was the picture of health. And then I got breast cancer. And they were like, you have a 52% chance of surviving 5 years disease-free. And I remember I looked at the oncologist and I said to her, you don't know me. I'm Beth Silverman. Your 52% is my 100%. You just need to show me how. Like, let's go. And listen, it was a long road. 2.5 years of chemo, 10 surgeries. My longest surgery was 17 hours. I went on to change the course of many, 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 like thousands of lives of cancer fighters and their families, traveling the world as a speaker. And during one of those speeches, I met a $1 billion developer in New York, where I'm from. And they said, "You're so dynamic. We would love for you to come and work for us." And that is how I got started in real estate. So it was new construction, new builds from like zoning up in New York. And then I was like, not really feeling New York. After cancer, I kind of like refound myself. And I was like, I think I want to go back to Baltimore. I'm a Johns Hopkins alum. I had a big sphere there. So I get there and I get my real estate license, and I went to a 100% boutique brokerage, no education, no training, but I am a smart cookie. And I landed in the right spot as an REO agent. That story of how is for another day. If you've ever listened to the podcast of me and Curtis Dixon on his Lightwork podcast that's happening now, I told my story and I think people were shocked to hear it. But get in with an REO asset manager, and I'm hustling. I mean, I'm selling these $40,000 shells in West Baltimore. I mean, boarded up. Like, it was not fun, but I needed to prove myself that I could hustle. Little by little, the shells turned into $1 million listings. But again, no education, no mentor. I had nothing. But being 100%, at least I was able to make almost all the money when I closed deals. I knew nothing about buying leads. I knew nothing about, any type of anything. And you don't know what you don't know. So I have that going for 7 years, and Baltimore is really dangerous, and won't even get into that. But I did have 3 friends who were murdered. Really just tragedy, right? And so I was like, you know what? I need a better life for myself. And St. Petersburg, Florida, if you've never been here, you guys, this is absolute paradise. Yes, and I picked my life up. I knew one person in one neighborhood, and I just had this bold realization, like, I didn't beat cancer to not live a very full life. And I buried 65 friends along the way on that cancer journey. And so if I'm not living fully every single day, I am not honoring the fact that they didn't have that opportunity. So I boldly moved to a place where I know literally one person. But I'm saying to myself, how hard could this be? It was not easy, right? And so I feel like this is where, because I mentor a lot of agents, I mentor the mentors at EXP for quite a while. And I want people to know that it is possible, whether you're a new agent and you know no one and you're just getting started, or if you're in a brand new place and you have no sphere there, it is absolutely possible to achieve massive success. It is the exact same skill set in every facet of your life, whether it's your mindset, your physical body, whether it's production, whether it's agent attraction, or if you have a team lead and you're recruiting to your team, or being a leader, right? It is the same skill set. So if everyone gets a pen and a paper, because I'm about to start ripping, unless Pat, you have a question, I can just start ripping.
Go for it. Let's go. This is all you. This is all you.
Great. All right, guys, here's what you need to be successful. 1, commitment. 2, consistency. 3, time on task. 4, discipline. 5, exposure to a higher level. So if we take this analogy, and the easiest way to understand it is if we talk about physical well-being. If I don't go to the gym and I eat like shit, I will likely be unhealthy, have type 2 diabetes, and it's going to trickle into, other places in my life because I'm not taking care of myself. If I commit to being healthy, that means that I have to be aware of making some sort of plan to move my body, eating with nutrition, perhaps making a commitment to go to a couple of different doctors during the year to make sure that my operating system is functioning the way that it should. So that makes sense, right? And then if I wanted to take my physical fitness to peak performance, like I wanted to train for an Ironman or a Spartan race or, a triathlon or be a competitive bodybuilder, I would hire top tier coaches. I would surround myself with the same high level achievers who are doing that specific task, right? And I would understand and be fully aware that it takes more commitment, more time on task, more discipline, more consistency. And when I reached that goal, whether it was to run a marathon or to finish an Ironman, I want to then be exposed to higher level achievers so that I am now thinking bigger of what the next step is to take my life to the next level. If that makes sense, that analogy to everyone, that is exactly what you apply to your mindset, your production, your agent attraction, and being a leader. Where you place your value and commitment is where you will achieve some measure of success. So it all starts by figuring out where you are right now and putting pen to paper and taking a hard look at your life. And if you can't look at your own life because you're inside the frame, get a friend, a coach, or a mentor to help you do it. And just take a hard look at your life and write down, this is where I am right now. And then figure out, where are you going? It can be big, wild, audacious goals, or it can be small micro goals. But every single day, I believe you must recommit. If you don't recommit every single day, you will lose momentum. And if you lose momentum, listen, not all hope is lost. It just means you need to recommit. I don't think anyone who's on this call has lost momentum, right? I believe the people who are showing up on this call are the people who are in it to win it, who are like, I'm going to surround myself with the high level achievers so I can take my game to the next level. Yep. But if it just takes that simple skill set, commitment, consistency, time on task, discipline, and exposure to being at a higher level, if that is all you need to become successful, what's stopping you from doing that?
Love it.
Powerful. I feel like I wasn't sure if Ian was raising his hand or not. Ian, I can't wait to connect with Ian outside of this. I have a strong ties to Texas, by the way, from Dallas to San Antonio to Houston. I love Texas. I'm there all the time. So I'd love to connect with you guys. But for me, I feel like my business, first of all, I don't buy leads. So just a little about me. I'm in the investment niche. I believe that it's the best niche to be in because when you have an investor, you don't wait for an investor to come to you. You bring the opportunity to them. Yes. So for me, it's about relationships. I've never bought a lead in my life. I am a big social media realtor. It is all relationship building. And so in 4 years, to take my business from 6 million to 16 million. And the fact that I'm going to probably double that again this year. And it's me. I have my transaction coordinator. I have outsourced my personal life, right? Like, so I don't shop, I don't do groceries, I don't clean, like all of that stuff is completely outsourced because I do know how valuable my time is. I do have assistance in social media, even though I like to be in control of that. And I think 40 plus agents in my organization. And again, it shows like, I'm happy to put myself under the microscope today. Like for me, agent attraction was not something that I was focused on. Production was. And does it show? Of course it does. Absolutely. Right? I wanted icon. Like I wasn't going to stop until I hit that goal. And what I learned, along the way of being a mentor is the greatest way to grow as a leader. It's the best place to start. You don't have to be this icon agent to be a great mentor to a new agent. You just have to understand that everyone has different learning styles and everyone needs support and confidence while they're building competence. And so being a mentor helped me tighten the reins of my own business. And then once I started realizing, like I have a lot to offer people, not just new agents. And then I started opening it up. When I put the focus on attraction, I mean, I literally went from like 15 to 40 in the last few months. So it's where you place your time, commitment, value, consistency, time on task is where the results will come.
I love it. And so, Beth, I got a quick question. So this is great. I love where you're going with this because a lot of agents on here, they're wanting to grow their business. A lot of agents on here are new agents and they're looking for leads, right? And so, me as a leader as well, too, I hate saying, hey, go and spend, $2,000 a month on Zillow to get leads coming in. So talk a little bit more about it, how you've never bought a lead. How are leads coming in? Obviously, you gotta get out of your comfort zone and start doing, videos, start doing more posts on social media. So how, if you were talking to a new agent or if you were talking to an agent that, did $5 million last year in production that wants to take their business to $25 million in production, how would that look?
So listen, you can build your business or you can buy your business. Both ways are correct, right? And some people have hybrids as well. But like, if you're buying leads and you don't understand how to nurture, convert, and close, you're wasting your money, right? And so if you're going to, but I love buying a business. Like, I am not against buying leads. You just have to understand what you're doing. I love, circle prospecting, cold calling. If you are uncomfortable learning a skill set, you have to hire someone to do it for you. If you don't have the money to hire someone, you have to learn to do the uncomfortable skill set. So that's the trade-off. If you build a business, that takes an insane amount of time on task. And I'll tell you this, I always thought I was a badass because I built my business organically. And I thought this until recently. One of my friends is a right-hand man for Tony Robbins, and he's a personal friend of mine. And so we talk all the time. And he said to me, he goes, I know you're so proud because you built your business, like on social media, on relationships, through video, through being a value adder. And he said, what's the ROI on the time you spent on that? And that hit me in all the feels. Wow. Because like, even in attraction, I'm doing why my attraction is slow growing is because I'm doing it the same way I built my business, organically, by building these natural relationships with people on Instagram and on Facebook, and then people that I meet in the street and do deals with. So that is going to be a much slower growth than if I were to get on the phones, get a VA, start dialing, host massive large scale events. And so my mindset is shifting a lot lately, because I do believe that to level up, you definitely need to be acutely aware of all of the tasks that you do not have time to do. And so, when you know what you earn a year, if you're earning like $400,000 a year, you're making like $150 an hour. It's kind of like the way you think about it. So if you have a task that is like less money than that, you need to pay somebody else to do it. Yep. And so these are these little things that even as new agents who are struggling, I always tell a new agent, do not spend your money on leads. There are so many free resources and education and training to utilize first. But for me, it's all these new agents, like, they just think they're going to get a lead and close a deal. That is not how it works. You have to consistently spend time on task. So I like this hybrid method. And the hybrid method for me is where you're building and buying at the same time. So let's say you use RedX and Mojo Dialer, Vulcan, and you're dialing. I fully believe you need to be recording that and putting it live on your Instagram and Facebook. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You're allowing your sphere and your network to see what you're doing in the industry. Agents will be psyched because they'll be like, yo, she's so raw. She's showing the whole process. Like, no, there are days I come on, no makeup, no lighting. I'm nitty gritty. I'm showing my hustle all the time, and it takes time. Like, people see me very successful now. Okay, where the hell were you like 5 years ago when I was hysterical crying, or when I was working 60 days in a row, 10 hours a day to get to where I am? People see me now with a house and looking at a different car, and they just assume like that I'm just a big deal. Yo, I've worked 10 years for this.
Absolutely.
And social media for me is huge because I have a big personality and I love to educate. So my Facebook page is public. I have 5,000 friends, and let me tell you something. I know every single person on my Facebook page. Every day when birthdays come, that's when you lose your relationship with me. EXP agents, if you're friending me on Facebook, I'm sorry about it. It's public. You can see all my stuff anyway. But I am specifically going on Facebook to search out investors, clients, and agents. Facebook for me is one of the most production-based things I could ever have for free. Instagram for me is where I am marketing, branding, and getting my agents for agent attraction.
I love it. And I want to say something real quick too. I just want to say, you know what, guys, she is true, because before this mastermind, she posted videos on Instagram and on Facebook saying that she was coming on to my mastermind. Guys, that's why she has a big following. People are following her and her success, right? So guys, if you're not doing that, you got to get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone, shoot some videos, make more posts. People are watching you. Agents are watching you. They just may not show it. They may not like it. They may not comment it, but trust me, they are watching you.
And the thing is, I'm just putting my Instagram handle in here. The thing is that get over yourself, because the videos that you're not putting up, guys, I'm not like one of those pretty Instagram realtors. My page is not pretty. I'm not one of those girls. Like, I don't do this editing and stuff. So for me, I'm just super real. And that reflects who I am as an investment specialist, as a boss, as a leader. So I just put it up there. But if you're scared and you're not putting it up there, my unedited videos are kicking the shit out of the videos that you're not putting up there. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
And I will say this, you have to think of video as an employee. So let me break this down. You get a buyer under contract and you've had a buyer consult. And if you don't know how to do that, you can jump on my Just the Tip Tuesday class. It's open to new agents every Tuesday, 4:30 Eastern to Zoom. And I teach basics of real estate. So my buyer consult is fire. And if you're not doing it properly, that's probably why buyers aren't signing rep agreements with you. They're not loyal. You're not getting deals closed, even in this psychotic market. And when the market shifts, you're going to need to be on top of this. But anyway, so if you're doing a buyer consult, you get the buyer under contract, and then what? Then they're going to call you like every second. What's next? What's next? What's next? Why not take time to film 10 videos, step 1 through 10 of what to do when you get under contract? Now, hear me out for a minute. So the first video is like, they're going to be no more than a minute 30. So if the first video is you're sending the EMD, the second video, you and your lender should make it together about doing the loan disclosures. The third video is inspection. And obviously every state is a little bit different. Right. If you make all these videos, brand them, put them on a YouTube channel, every single time you have a buyer, you send them what video they're on. So now, instead of you having to waste time taking that call, you're out there getting more business and your videos are acting as employees for you. Yep. So when your buyer can't sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're freaking out, they have your videos. And so now they're more in tune to you. That's how you can also capture their information, get them on your email lists. Like for me, I listen, full disclosure, like I hate CRMs. Obviously my KV Core, and listen, Pat, I wish your dad could just come live in my house for like forever and be like, I hate CRMs, but at least I have someone who automated it all for me, right? But for me, like I am a relationship person. I will tell you my other fire secret is BombBomb. If you are not using BombBomb, you are missing the boat. Let me tell you something, kids. Every single offer I submit is with a BombBomb video.
Wow.
Wow. Are you kidding me? Think about this. We all know how to submit an offer to win in this market. We all know how to be competitive. We all know to write the nuts and bolts. Screw that. I'm making a video, a badass video. I will send any of you any of my videos that I do because they're all a little bit different, funny, cute, bold. I'm never looking at the paper. I know every single term. And if nothing more, I am being remembered. I am winning out offers because either you have shitty listing agents who are just pushing forward the offer and my email to the seller seeing my video. I got that under lock. And even if I don't win the deal, which is rare, if I don't win it, I am now have a relationship with that agent. And almost always they pick up the phone and they're like, your video was awesome. So you should be using video. Another thing for BombBomb video, if you have a listing, immediately film a 1-minute BombBomb video, whether it's for a buyer who might be curious in your listing or a neighbor who wants to know what their house is worth. So that way, when you do a KV Core property boost, the second the lead comes in, your video goes out. The sooner a client is looking at your face and seeing you, the more relationship, know, like, and trust that you're building. Right? So BombBomb video, if you're a listing agent and in this market, you put a listing on the market, you know your phone is blowing up for 800 hours. I just felt the vibration because I put up a listing yesterday. I have 1 million offers sitting here, right? So if you're a listing agent, you get 40 offers on your property, film BombBomb responses for the offers. The bottom 20 offers that didn't get it, film 1 video for them. The top 10, film a video, and then I film individual. I'm telling you guys, this is how you build your relationships in the business as a new agent. Video, video, video. You have to jab, jab, jab with value. If you don't know Coach Michael Burt, that's my coach. And obviously it comes through in everything that I'm learning from him, but you jab with value. Just the Tip Tuesdays is something I started doing like 3 years ago. And it's open to realtors, team leads, any brokerage, any skill level. And it's 1 hour of like this, of me spitting straight fire where no one could even write fast enough. And the rule is this: if you're in the session, you get the video the next day.
That's huge. Okay, so can you put that information in the text chat? Because I want to join you on next Tuesday. I definitely want to do
yes.
that. Let's see, because I know everybody wants to know how to join, because I definitely want to join as well too. So
yes, let me grab. So PS, I use a thing called GoToMeeting. It's a little bit different than Zoom. For me, I like it better than Zoom.
Okay.
I am going to drop it in this chat.
This is awesome, guys. Powerful videos. Where it's at, guys. I'm telling you, this is huge. There we
So
go.
that's every Tuesday, 4:30 Eastern. And again, like I'm constantly putting that on my social media. For me, if you're in the investment space or you're a realtor who ever wants to learn about investments, you 100% should be watching my Instagram, whether it's like, I miss IGTV. Like obviously Reels now are, everyone has to learn Reels, including myself. Reels are the most free algorithm pushing you out to thousands of people for literally making a reel. I'll tell you something. I'm never going to be that girl who lip syncs, who like does those, like, that's not my life, but I'm certainly going to be the person who just sits in front of the camera and talks and drops value on Airbnbs, on multifamilies, on pad splits, on co-living, on, you know, all these things that I know I'm great at. And so that's why my phone and my Facebook rings off the hook. I've had this phone number since 1998. It's a Maryland number. I'm never changing it to Florida. My phone rings all the time from people I went to freaking like grade school and college with. And they're like, I see you're in Florida. We want to buy there. Like my grandmother died, left me some money. What do I do? And even if they're not in my area, I am on social media enough that they're still calling me to refer. So like the referral business, my referral game right now, we're in quarter two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 referrals. That's a combination of inbound and outbound right now. I would say my referral business, it equates for probably like 40% of my volume.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah. Social media is like over 60% of my clients. And then everything is all past clients. So this is the thing. So now with my agents who are local, I am giving them all of the business that I don't want to take on, which is a really cool place to arrive in. I have agents from the company who are calling me to co-list on properties that they know they need some help on. So I'm like, okay, this is a new challenge, but let's bring it. Like, okay, why not?
Yeah.
And then showing up as a leader. And so for me, my biggest goals right now are to try to become a better leader, which is, it's taking a lot out of me. I have had to, this is my month of recommitment. I am not smoking any cigars this month, no alcohol this month. I'm actually going back to the gym after a 4-year hiatus this month.
Good for you.
So this is my month of recommitting. I've recommitted to scheduling a lot of live events, which has been my fear factor. I can be on anyone's stage and talk to anyone. Me hosting the whole event and putting it all together is where it's a little bit more scary for me. And again, there's VAs for like everything in life, from event. I don't really have to do anything. I just have to hire people. But yeah, so I really need to come to your compound in Texas, Mr. Pat Hayes, to learn your secrets.
Yes. Oh yeah. We'll definitely we'll host some events together. Absolutely. Oh yeah. And Angel, yeah, she's sitting right here behind the computer. She says, yeah, she's the organizer. She'll organize it all and we'll just do our thing.
Well, I'll tell you, I have a new coach in my life, and I would love to even make that introduction. Hubert Payne. He's an emotional maintenance coach. And this is really interesting because I believe that very high level achievers, they're not going to admit that they might need to go to a therapist. So an emotional maintenance coach is different than having a production performance coach, because your production coach is pushing you for systems, lead gen, everyday consistency, time on task. An emotional maintenance coach is allowing you to let go of defensive postures. And it helps me to show up as a better leader for my people. Curtis Dixon, I'm always reading books because Curtis says read it. So like The Gap and the Gain changed my life. Obviously so I'm reading The Compound Effect, and I put this on Instagram that I'm reading this, and one of my friends was like, oh yeah, Darren Hardy's my neighbor.
Wow. Jeez.
Wild, right?
Yeah.
I will also say this, in real life events for EXP, and also other events that are beyond shareholders and EXPCon, but events like Build in Dallas, you must attend these events. As a new agent, I get it. You might be broke. Figure out the one that you need is the best one for you. And I remember seeing Brent Gove on stage talking about going to events and like sleeping in his car when he was young and broke.
Yep.
So, however, there are people in this company who have specifically said to Jay Kinder, can I sleep on your couch? And Jay's like, I'll do you one better. Like, here's a bed, right? Like, don't be afraid to ask a high level achiever for assistance in getting to an event. You will make back your money tenfold at live events. I am so active in shareholders and EXPCon. I have taught on the stage so I've been in the company 3 years. I've taught at every single one on the big stage, whether we were virtual or in person. I'm a huge proponent of X Camp. If you've never done it, you need to do it. So I was just telling Glenn, crazy, like I'm talking to Glenn Sanford a couple of days ago, and even Jason Guessing, I said to them, just from being on stage at EXPCon in Vegas, in the last week, I got 3 calls from EXP agents, 3 referrals totaling 2.4 million.
Wow.
They all took a class with me, either my new agent class or my Airbnb class in Vegas. And so they reached out to me.
Love it. That's huge.
You got to go to these events, you guys. You have to meet everyone. And so I talk about this all the time. Pat Hayes changed my life in 2019. If you guys go on my Instagram and you look at those like stupid highlight circles, there's one on my thing that says, I love RevShare. It's the day I met Pat Hayes in 2019 in Fort Myers, Florida it was called the 2020 Agent Experience. It opens up with Pat Hayes on stage telling his story. And his story resonated with me so much because of where you started, how you came with 5 agents, how you had doubled your business in that second year. And your kindness and your energy blew my mind, right? And I became friendly with you, with Curtis, and I believe that it's very important at EXP. I call it going across party lines, right? That EXP family tree vibe. I believe our model is so strong, even though everyone says who you partner with matters. And of course, we all believe that and know that. But I believe our model and our culture of collaboration is so strong that an agent who joins with EXP as their sponsor will still succeed if they become a product of the product and dial in to workplace and to EXP world. And to all of our preferred partners, if you have not been in the hub, take a field trip with your agents, get everyone in their avatars, take a field trip, go into the hub. We have like 30 new partners right now, you guys, that will blow your mind. If you're a commercial agent and you don't know that we use this partner called Connor for like taxes, you have to go to the hub and check out all of our partners. We are RevShare Plus is launching. This is the year that Jason and Glenn are really excited to push out how amazing the preferred partner network is. If you're a new agent and you don't have your tribe, and I taught that a couple of weeks ago, I'll give you the video. The importance of finding your tribe, walk your avatar into the hub, find your lender, find your title, find your home warranty, find it in our hub. All the tools you need to be successful are there if you choose to plug in and become a product of the product.
I love it. And real quick, I want to share something funny though. So whenever I first met Beth in Florida at that event, we met and she said, "Hey, I'm Beth Silverman," and I was like, "You know what? I don't really meet too many Silvermans. By chance, do you have a brother in San Antonio that's a meteorologist by the name of Jared Silverman?" She goes, "Yeah, that's my brother." I said, "No way! I watch him every single day on the news." And it's just so crazy. Like I felt like I already knew her and her family because I watched her brother as a meteorologist in the San Antonio news for years. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So that was awesome.
Yes, it's a small world. And what's crazy, so he's in Louisiana, New Orleans right now. And so when Hurricane Ida was coming and he was forecasting like 24 hours a day, and I put it up, and so many people in our company were like, "Oh my God, your brother is just such a rock star." Yeah, he's got an Emmy award. He is a rock star. We're all high-level achievers in my family, trust. But for me, I believe that what I love about EXP is, Pat, we don't come from the same RevShare line, right? But I could call you any day, anytime. And I also want you guys to know that, like, I know we didn't touch on it too much, and I know we have short on time, but EXP health insurance changed my life. And that part of the story.
That's huge. I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
We'll open up for some Q&A.
So I want you guys to know, like, number one, being a realtor and having health insurance is hard enough. So if any of you guys were at other companies or 1099s, if you didn't have a spouse with health insurance, you knew your only shot of getting insurance was going in the marketplace. And the more money you make, the more expensive it gets, right? And I had cancer. And so this is the battle of what has occurred in my life from the time I survived cancer to now. It would have been cheaper to die. It has been one of the most stressful times. I can't imagine the additional years of my life I've lost from battling health insurance, from spending hours crying on the phone, trying to get a policy. And I remember sitting in either Shareholders or EXPCon, and Jason Guessing announced that they were going to roll out health insurance. And I cried, and it was dark in the big auditorium, and I cried, and I just was like, oh my God, I hope no one's seeing me. But I knew this was going to change my life. So immediately I made a call with Clearwater Benefits, and I talked to this guy, Jake Norman, who is absolutely amazing, and Margot Wickersham, and told them my story. And I was able to remember that first year with EXP, I had done a lot of production. And so my health insurance was going to go up from $400 a month to like $1,100 a month. And so I was able to talk to EXP Healthcare and get the exact same plan with the exact same doctors at that $400 a month level. P.S. that monthly rate, you guys, has not changed. And now I'm going into year 3. So right there, that was a savings of, it was about $8,500 a year just in the premium alone. And I'm so like, people don't realize it. Just like if somebody had come to me, like, and I wasn't with EXP, and an EXP agent said to me, my company has health insurance, you wouldn't have had to tell me anything else about the model, and I would have joined.
Yep.
So I want you to think about that.
Huge.
So for me, the health insurance has, and the fact that I don't have to change my plan ever again in my life, I don't have to go through that fourth quarter of worrying. And now I'm making a lot of money, right? So, which is all relative, but so my health insurance would have been through the roof. And so EXP has enabled me. It's just one more way that they're constantly putting us, the agent, first. And so I want you to be aware that even if your life, you don't need the health insurance, do not forsake that other agents might be out there, and this might be the most pivotal thing you can even offer them. So it's something that everybody should be aware of, because I'm telling you, man, if somebody came to me and said, we got health insurance, I wouldn't have even needed to look at the model. I would have just joined.
Powerful, guys. Powerful. Right there. She said it, guys. There's agents joining EXP just because of the health insurance, guys. You have no idea how big this is. Huge. I love it, Beth. Man, this is absolutely amazing. I love this. We could go on for hours and hours and hours. I love your energy. It's infectious. I love your drive. I love your passion. But let's open it up. We got about 6 or 7 minutes or so. Let's open it up to the group for some Q&A. Who's got a question for Beth? Let's not all bombard her. I know I'm excited. I've got a few questions, but I'm gonna open it up for you guys. I'm gonna save my questions for later. But let's open it up. Who's got a quick question for Beth? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, let's see. We can't hear you. Go ahead. You there?
Sorry, Beth.
Oh, let's see. Now we
Beth,
can hear you.
what a story. What a story. I had to get my wives, and it's extremely motivating. I am in the Clearwater area, and I wanted to ask you if you are currently taking new agents. I started a month ago. I'm in the Wolf Pack, but I also need somebody to mentor me in terms of my local market.
So let's talk offline for sure about that. Number one, you should absolutely be coming to my Tuesday classes every single week. Like, put it on your calendar. And number two, if you what I do is every time I have something going on, I open it up for one agent to shadow me. And so the rotation is big. It's the first agent who answers the call, text, whether you need to see what an inspection looks like. I invite an agent to sit in on every single video consult, every buyer consult, investment consult, listing consult. I just ask that you mute yourself, keep your camera off. And I tell my clients that this is it's like a teaching hospital, right? So I'm in the business to teach. So the answer is that I don't, as far as mentees, I wouldn't become your EXP mentor. I am, that bandwidth of my life is on pause because I can only mentor my downline agents, and now the downline of my downline. So I'm a little tied up on that. But again, my classes are open. I have a video library that I'm happy to send. And the fact that you're in Clearwater, you know that you can call me when you need me, right? Just pick up the phone and call me. This new house is in St. Pete in Central Oak Park. So from Clearwater, it's 15, 20 minutes. Anytime you want to meet up, buy me coffee. If you smoke cigars, let me tell you something, kid. Come to the cigar place that I have a locker at. Kevin Harrington happens to be the locker next to mine from Shark Tank.
Wow.
Yeah, he just spoke at our commercial symposium. So yeah, if you, and they have great coffee too, but if you ever need to find me, there's one place that I always am, and trust me, I'm an open book, and you'll probably meet amazing people. Okay, I know I see more hands.
Love it. Yeah, yep. Great question. Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. Vivian, go ahead.
This call is fire. Oh my goodness, I'm taking so much notes. I love you guys. The question for you, Beth, is I'm in New York, and with being here, there's a few mandates here in place that doesn't allow me to go out and do real estate transactions in person. I want to build a virtual team. So what resources or where should I go to go ahead and build that out?
I do everything like over video and virtual, by the way. So if you're looking to pick up VAs, if you know Justin Nelson and Sphere Rocket, that's his company. There's like, my sponsor GoGo, she actually took it one step further and she hired VAs and trained them on everything we could potentially need. And as her downline, we get to go and book them and just pay them. And of course she gets a cut of that, but she's a savage, like brilliant business idea. So hiring VAs, you want to look for the ones that are pre-trained for real estate activities. Because I'm in Florida, most of my clients are out of state and I get what's going on in New York. I'm from there. I have all my family's there, business there all the time. So it is absolutely possible to do everything over video. I do know that, like, especially in COVID, when you weren't allowed to like door knock, send letters, people are like, what do I do? Forget market share. You have to think about mind share. You need to be top of mind. And the only way to do that is to consistently be doing videos, and you need to get people on an email list, right? So you need to get them to opt into an email list. How do you do that? You jab, jab, jab with value. They want to take it to the next step. You put them on your email list, and that should be video once a week.
Oh, that's huge. Love it. Love it. All right. We got time just for a few more quick questions here real quick. Let's see. Denise, I see you raised your hand. Go ahead. You got a question for Beth? Go ahead.
Hi, Beth. This has been amazing. So thank you so much for sharing all this. I just had a quick question. So as far as like, what would your day look like when you were starting to lead generate versus like cold calling? Are you going to lunch with your sphere? Are you just getting on the phone with them? How many hours are you doing video? Like, what did that breakdown kind of look like when you were building it from that, ground zero up?
Yeah, it's wild. I just went on a rant. There's like the last reel that I posted, I went on a rant about realtors complaining like that they don't have business. And I was like, you're not doing 2 hours of this. So in the beginning, it was more like lunch and being out. And I'll tell you why, because I would wear this bright pink dress. I would always have a name tag on and I would talk loudly. I would put my phone on airplane mode and sit on Beach Drive. So I know you're in Tampa at Bella Brava, putting my phone on airplane mode so it wouldn't ring. And I'd pretend to take a real estate phone call and I'd be talking really loud. And I'd look to the left and the right. I'd be like, I'm so sorry, you guys, real estate never sleeps. And I would pick up clients that way. I used to hustle. I used to have pages of every condo in downtown St. Pete with all the active buildings with my branding. I would walk with a stack of 100 of them and hand them out to everybody on Beach Drive. Like, I hustle. These days, there's no shot anyone's getting a lunch with me. I don't have time for that. So to make my sphere feel good, I've had to train my tribe, like my lender, my insurance broker, my TC. I've trained them to keep, and like I have a designer, Airbnb outfitter. We all take turns getting engaged front facing with the clients because everyone knows like I'm the rainmaker. I need to keep bringing the business. But so video for me, video chats, bomb, video. Like first of all, text messaging, forget it. Don't ever text me. I get 100 texts a day. I have to screenshot every single one so I don't forget you at the end of the night. I love email and I love actual phone calls, but I love video, a quick video. And like, if you text me, I'll be the person who holds the microphone button down and just talks. Yes. And then you get that. Like, yes. Because it has to be real and it also has to save time. Like I have to keep getting out there and making more business, but it's about making everyone feel like they matter. Crystal, you have your hand up. Roll out quick.
Yep. Go ahead, Crystal.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much, first of all, for putting this together. I'm a newer agent in the Tampa area, New York native. Honestly, I'm loving the Florida life. My question to Beth is, what are the major factors that a newer agent should be looking at when they've already joined a team, kind of, going back and forth with the team dynamic, the culture, honestly, everything.
Okay, you have to come to my Just a Tip Tuesday this week because we're talking about when to join a team, when to leave a team, and why. Because the question, we touched on it in my Back to Basics the whole month last month, and the question came up and it's been coming up. People have been DMing me. So that's actually going to be the topic for this Tuesday of when to join a team, when to leave a team, what you should be getting from your team. Because it goes both ways. I'm obviously a big proponent for being a solo agent because that's how I did it. it. But I also know that that's not feasible for a lot of people. But I also know that teams can sometimes pigeonhole you, and then you don't know how to graduate out of it. You can only learn what people can teach you. What did I say was one of the number 5 things is you have to be able to have an exposure to a higher level, right? So you understand where you're going next. So if you're on a team, it's just like having a brick and mortar office in a sense, right? So you're kind of pigeonholed to where they're going to take you. Doesn't mean they can't take you far, but you need to have a higher level of exposure. And that's why EXP is so special, because all you need to do is dial back into your revenue share group, dial back into workplace, dial back into EXP world to learn what you should be doing to get to the next level.
That is awesome.
Thank you guys.
Beth, this call was absolutely fire. It's the top of the hour. You absolutely crushed it. You killed it. This call is being recorded. We'll get it out to you so you can send it to everybody. And guys, Beth is missing her team meeting with GoGo that happens at the exact same time every single Friday, because I've tried to get GoGo as my special guest. And she said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to miss my meeting to come and collaborate with you guys. So guys, let's give Beth a round of applause. Beth, you absolutely killed it. I love your energy. You're infectious. I love it. This is amazing. And I can't wait to see you again. I'll be there at Shareholders. I'll probably see you in Orlando. I owe you a few cocktails, and I'll buy you a damn cigar, because you know what? I don't smoke cigars, but I'm going to get you one of the finest cigars so you can smoke one and enjoy it, because you know what? You absolutely crush it. You're amazing. I love your energy. It's infectious, and you are just an inspiration to us all. So Beth, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Thank you so much for being our special guest today. Guys, go out, have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday. Happy Freedom Friday. Beth, I will see you in Orlando in June. Thank you for everything. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.